Nice dance moves
Good.
today.
Thank you very much, Mr. White. Good morning, Mr. White.
Good morning, Mrs. Angel. How are you today?
I'm fabulous. Fabulous, action-packed week. Lots to tell you about. How about you? How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Just admiring your dance moves. For those of you on YouTube, you'll be able to see those. So they were quite impressive. For those of you on podcast, you just have to go to imagine. You're going to have to imagine Shaz just doing a bit of it was like a half robot, half sort of, I don't know what it was.
It was, we'll just go with it was impressive. I'm all of my mobility work that I've been doing in the morning. I'm loose. Yes.
Good.
So that's going well.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, obviously the Olympics are on and we're watching the Olympics and the rhythmic gymnastics is what it reminded me of. There we go. Quite impressive. There we go. Yeah.
Thank you very much. This might shock you, but I have never been compared to a rhythmic gymnast before. So there's a first time for everything, which is good to know. What has been happening for you in school land?
School land. Well, what are we? A couple of weeks into third term. Pretty cold at the moment. Mm-hmm. A lot of starting to turn our heads towards next year. We don't stop in teaching, do we? Gee, we're already talking about next year. And tonight I had an information evening for the year 10s going into year 11. And we offer the VCE, which is a Victorian accreditation, and also the International Baccalaureate, the EIB. And so we had a lot of people there talking about what subjects are on offer and which pathway is best for them and all that sort of stuff. And it really did dawn on me, as it often does with these sorts of things, when you're at school after hours and you get to meet the parents and have a chat with them, it's really uplifting. Like I've spoken about this before on the podcast about parent-teacher interviews, but it's also true when you just, trying to sell your subject. So I'm a geography and English teacher, and we're all right for English students. So I was trying to pump up geography. And it was great just talking to not just the students, but also the parents about what geography is these days, because it's changed a lot since they were at school. No longer is the focus of the subject on the capital cities of different countries. It really is a very dynamic field of study, and every issue facing humanity has a geographic attribute to it at some level. And look, it was just fun going through the course, and it made me reflect on, we do a lot of really cool stuff in geography, some really cool stuff. And as I said, I enjoy talking to the parents about it. It gives me a bit of a kick, and most of the parents kind of said, "Oh, can I sign up? Can I do the course?"
Sounds great.
I said, "Well, that's all right. I'll give you the link to the learning platform, and you can jump on and have a look too.
See how you go.
Yeah. How's school for you at the moment?
It's great. We are in week 4, just coming to the end of week 4 of a 10-week term. We are next week we have our Teach the Parent evening, which I think I talked about last year. So it's when we get our parents to come in and have that student experience. So they are the students in the classroom, and we use direct instruction and we teach them, and we use our behavior management techniques with them. We play the teacher-student game. And they get a real insight into why their kids are flourishing at our school. Awesome. And obviously we give them a couple of beverages to loosen them up at the start as well.
Really?
Yes, which is lovely.
Really? And is that in keeping with the way you treat the students in the morning as well?
We do not.
Just full student experience, is it?
Thank you very much for clarifying, because, that's how rumours start. But she said, and that's why the kids are flourishing, frankly. I think we might actually, that could be a great news story.
All right, so it's direct instruction, not direct intoxication.
Correct.
Just to be clear. That's great. I love that you do that. To be clear. I reckon that's fantastic you do that, because so much about the friction between teachers and parents seems to come from the fact that teaching and education and schools have changed so much in the last 15, 20, 25, 30 years, however long it's been since they were sitting in the classroom. So I think it's a wonderful thing that you get them to do that. Yeah. And get to see things from the student perspective.
Yeah. They are always blown away by like our kids work so hard. We switch their brains on for the whole 6 hours a day. And they know their kids are coming home exhausted, but they're only there for an hour, and they get a real understanding of just what's happening for their kids each day, and a real respect of what they've said. And I've got so much respect for my student now and what they're doing, and
cool.
And it makes sense now why they're making so many great gains. So, and it's good. It's just exciting for me, actually, from the teaching perspective, that these young teachers are teaching in front of parents. Like that would, with lots of teachers, would invoke terror into their soul. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is just what we do now, and they look forward to it. They get a real adrenaline rush out of it. And then definitely the debrief that we do a positive checkout with the kids at the end of every day. So we'll do that with the parents, and get to kind of collect some of that feedback from them of what they've learnt tonight and what's been the impact on their child. There's definitely, the last 2 years, there's been lots of those really heartfelt moments where parents are sharing with the other parents about the impact it's had on their kids. So I'm looking forward to all of that, all of the warm and fuzzies, and so those parent connections are important moments that sometimes we worry about, but then after they're done, they're fabulous.
Yeah, I think absolutely. And look, it does take a little while to get the confidence to be able to interact with parents, on a level that allows you to demonstrate how good you actually are as a teacher.
Yeah.
I think first few years of teaching, it takes you a while. Like you might get to the point where you're a good teacher, but you can't express it in a way that makes you feel confident and comfortable.
Yes.
But you learn it, and you get there, and you've got the meeting out of your hand in no time, and it's great. It's good because we're all there for the same reason, aren't we? We're all
Absolutely.
there to educate the future of the human race.
Oh, just that little job there. Absolutely. And
job.
Change lives. So that's what we're here to do. All we're doing each day.
Lives.
All we're doing today is changing lives.
That's right.
Come home from school, Zaves. How's your day? Oh, just changed some lives today, son. How was your day?
Ain't no thing, chicken wing.
And so there's been this, I don't know if your TV's showing it, but there's this little sporting event happening over in Paris at the moment. Have you caught any of it?
I thought the Tour de France had finished.
No. Yes. What are you
Olympics
watching?
I have. Oh, look, I have. It's fun. It's fun. Like, I'm really lucky. I've got a 7-year-old daughter and a 4 and a 3-year-old boys, and we're staying up. In fact, we've put a mattress in front of the TV in the lounge room, and the kids tend to fall asleep there when we're watching the Olympics. It's really nice, really cool. And then, I'll stay up and watch it, and I'll fall asleep in it. It's great. And then the alarm will go off at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're watching Stubbledy Stew.
The breaststroker.
That guy, yeah. And it's cool. You get up and you watch whatever events are on. It's great. I'm pumped. And I want to know, I'll ask you first, what's your favourite event apart from hammer, because we all know you're a hammer thrower and a very, very, very elite at that. But what is your favourite event outside of hammer throwing?
That's a good question. And I haven't actually ever watched the Olympic hammer throwing since I've retired because it hurts. But this year I'm going to watch it. What's my favourite? All right. I love watching the basketball, but I just love basketball. So I love watching the Boomers.
Yep.
They had
so good.
Yeah. But what I love is just having the Olympics on and this rolling commentary of sport, and then turning over and just watching a new sport. So we watched European handball the other day.
It's the best sport. I love that sport. It's
fabulous game. And then we're watching it, and I knew some of the rules because I taught it at school at one stage, but I couldn't really remember, and I was trying to say the rules. But then this channel, the Channel 9 thing is awesome. Like, we're not sponsored by Channel 9, just to be clear, but then you can go in the game explained, and you can go and find handball, and then it tells you the rules, and then it actually makes sense.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Stan either, but I've noticed they have them on Stan as well.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
We're open if you're listening, Channel 9, if you're listening, Stan. But yeah, how good is that? And just learning about different sports. Yeah, handball's an amazing sport.
Such a great sport. I love watching the table tennis. Actually, I love watching the rhythmic gymnastics. Absolutely love it. Simone Biles is
She's unbelievable.
Just a phenomenal human being and a phenomenal role model. And
agreed.
I just love hearing the backstories of these people and the people who just come out of the wings that aren't expected. And so I have to talk about pistol shooting, because my new favorite Olympian turned up last night, and it looks like he did just walk out of the crowd in the pistol shooting. All of these people who've got these like little binocular glasses thingies on and ear muffs, and they've got their arm guards and they've got their back braces to then do the pistol shooting, and out walks Yusuf Dikek from Turkey. He's got a pair of glasses on. They're saying that he looks a bit like a hitman. So the Turkish hitman who walked out of the crowd, he just lines up, kind of not really on the side, pretty much straight on, pops his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, he's got his hand in his tracking axe. He's got one hand in his tracking axe and the other one's holding a pistol.
Oh, just a pistol, no extra elements to the pistol. Boom, boom, wins himself a silver medal. Thanks for coming. Yes.
Oh, gee, that's impressive, isn't it?
Good.
That's impressive. Tell you what I'm enjoying. It's similar to shooting. I'm loving the archery. I'm really digging the archery. And you would think, okay, archery, it might be a bit slow, but no. They're under time pressure. Yep. There's a clock. They need to shoot. And what I really like is the teams. So there are 3 versus 3, and the first 3 will shoot, and they've got 1:20 to get all 3 arrows away. And the clock goes to the other team, and they've got 1:20. And then it goes back. And then
there's no dilly-dallying. There's no gamesmanship.
And if your teammate sort of, has a false set, or there's a little gust of wind or something, they've got to, stop and reset and go again. And that puts the next one under pressure. Oh, it's very cool.
That's very cool. I haven't caught any of the archery yet, but now I'm interested. So I will. What are some of the other I love watching the volleyball, the beach volleyball and the indoor volleyball.
Yeah,
fabulous games.
Fast. How fast are these people? Oh.
The water polo's been amazing. That is just insanely rough. Yeah. Anyway, I can't get enough of it. I mean,
no, it's great. It's great.
I wish there was an Olympics every year, but then we probably wouldn't look forward to it as much.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. But look, the swimming, and the Aussies always do pretty well in the pool, and I'm always happy to watch. Happy to watch a bit of swimming, but I must admit, I do prefer the athletics, and the second week of the Olympics for me is just top notch. I love the 800 and the 1500 and the strategies, just the tactics that go along with that. 100 meters, it's more like just I'm not a sprinter, and most people just try to hit top speed and maintain it for as long as they can. But the further you go, the more tactics come into play. And you start seeing runners sort of ducking in behind someone else, or getting on the shoulder of the right person at the right time, and
when to go.
I love my horse racing as well, so maybe that feeds into that.
I reckon that's something like that.
The strategy and the tactics, brilliant.
Last night there was the triathlon was on, and it was absolutely amazing. It
was.
There was the Great Britain, the Brit and the New Zealander. Obviously,
Lee.
we were.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going for the New Zealander, and it looked like though the Brit that Lee was out of it. And is it Miles, the New Zealander? He was. He took the lead, and then in that last turn, 400 meters to go, Lee just made this amazing comeback and just went past him. But then the best thing is, like at the end, like that's an hour and a half, utterly grueling, 32 degrees, like that just put everything on the line. And then you see that the New Zealander, is over there embracing him. They've known each other. They've competed against each other. Lee's first gold medal that he's won at the Olympics. He was ecstatic for him, and he was there for it. It was,
that's cool.
I just gave myself goosebumps just talking about it. The sportsmanship on display is just beautiful. And then I love watching, because I was never going to win a medal at the Olympics. I was aiming to have the tracksuit and be part of it. Yeah. So I also love hearing the commentators still talking about it. And coming over the line is, here's the the Irish man. He's from here. He's the backstories of the people who are coming across in 15th spot and the trials and tribulations they've been through.
Very cool.
Just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Good
Very
time to be
cool.
a human, I believe.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to put one more in, just one more, because my favorite event so far that I have seen, as I said, I'm looking for the athletics, but the best single event that I've seen was the men's mountain bike. Did you hear what happened in the men's mountain bike?
I did not.
Unbelievable. So they have to do 8 laps of this course, okay? And it's proper mountain biking. It's through hills and up and down. It's all sort of thing, and they do 8 laps, and 2 of them broke away, a Frenchman and a Brit. And they broke away, and the Brit was raging favourite to win. He's world champion, all that sort of stuff. And he got a puncher. And you can't just stop. You got to keep going until you get to it's sort of like a pit lane, like in Formula One sort of thing. You pull in, and he got off his bike. He got off his bike. Someone jumped in to change the wheel, and he's just standing there nonchalantly. He's not too stressed about the situation. He's having his board. He's managing what he can manage. And not getting overwrought with the situation. I thought, that's a good life lesson, this. Let's see how he goes. Jumps back on the bike, and he's 50 seconds behind. The Frenchman's just gone off, Wishka, and the Brits I think he was about 10th or 12th or something. And he just kept picking him off and picking him off and picking him off. And he ended up being in front of the group behind the Frenchman that was leading, and he started going. And this other guy went with him. And there were 3 of them racing for the last lap. And it was unbelievable viewing. And it might have been because I was just deliriously tired because I've been but I was really enjoying myself at this point. And he won. He got up and he made it. And it was just, unbelievable. And, I don't think the French crowd appreciated it very much because there were a few boos. But for just managing a situation and just dealing with adversity as a lesson in that. Like, he wasn't swearing, he wasn't upset with his luck. He just sort of just took it on board and said, okay, well, this is what I've got to do next.
That is amazing.
Really good life lesson.
That is very, very, very cool.
That was very cool.
We'll bring it on one more week in a couple of days, and we'll be living off this for the next 4 years, and then we're in the countdown. We're in a countdown till it comes to my hometown of Brisbane.
Yeah.
And we're pitching for 2032. They're talking about bringing trail running in for 2032.
No way, really?
And Xavier would be 21 then, and he's quite a red hot trail runner at the moment. So
really,
it's very exciting. So if you're out there, all of the kids who are at school with us right now around the world are very likely to be the Olympians of 2032, 2036. So
that's very exciting. Very cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And what about the husband? He's not bad at trail running as well. He might.
Well, we've talked about this. So it'd be the cranky old 50-year-old and the 21-year-old competing against each other.
Imagine. I just imagine the Australian media just dining out on that. As the original grudge match, and they put him in and they come first and second, but who comes first? Oh, that'd be hilarious. I'd watch.
Yeah, it would be a saga, and we definitely just need to have just the beeping mechanism ready just to beep out every conversation that Luke is having with any media outlet. Always does have an opinion, which is important though.
He does.
Talking about my son, it's lucky he's a good runner, because today I asked him how school was, and he said, yeah, good. We had an author come to speak to us today in class, and I said, what does she write? And he said, books.
Yep. Can't argue with that.
No.
Yes.
No. He didn't know why I was laughing at him, and then I had to explain it for him. He goes, yeah. All right. Yeah, I probably could have given you a little bit more information than that.
Well, he's a boy, and he's at that age where, he expresses himself using as few words as possible.
Hey, I was just saying that Luke was expressing himself verbally no more than this time on the weekend when we took our much loved dog Billy for a walk, and we went on to a new place up in Daisy Hill Reserve, which is this beautiful place. Koalas, just spectacular. And then down the bottom, there is this lovely big pond area, and there's a boardwalk, and it is very tranquil. There is ducks and geese. There was lots of tourists, Japanese tourists there in the quiet serenity, taking photos of the ducks gliding across the serene pond, until Billy launched himself into the pond whilst attached to Luke. So that's a 45 kilo weight just throwing itself into water.
And he does. He wears it around his waist, doesn't he? So it's literally attached, not just holding onto a leash. Literally attached.
Yeah. And as we'd expect,
is there footage of this?
Luke handled it in his stride, obviously. Oh, Billy, come on, mate, out of that water, you silly Billy. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, I think there will definitely be footage, probably playing in the Japanese media right now, because there was everybody who had their cameras out and they were filming the serenity of the ducks, and then they quickly swung it around to us as the dog's floundering in the water and Luke's nearly being pulled in.
Where the action is.
Good times. Nothing like a lovely, relaxing walk on a Saturday morning.
Can't beat it.
Anyone want a dog? You can private message me, and we'll have it sent up to you shortly.
No. Hey, let's add some skills to young teachers and teachers in general. We were talking not long ago, a few episodes ago, about ways to manage your time and to maximize your effectiveness and your efficiency. How are we going with that? We got anything new?
We do. We have done the night before. So this is about mastering daily productivity. So we've done the night before. We've talked about setting those SMART goals, using the Eisenhower matrix of the what do I need to do, just what do I need to decide on, what do I need to delegate, what do I need to delete. And then we found our peak time, all of the Ds. And then the morning of, we've used that 2-minute rule. So we've gone, right, what jobs can I clear off my desk that take 2 minutes or less?
Yep.
And then we've done some time blocking as well, and we've scheduled blocks of time for all of those things that we have on that list that the matrix that we've made the night before, to make sure we know the time that we've got this week, and we're putting it into our calendar or timetable so that we can use it. And now we're into throughout the day. Cool. And so the 3 suggestions here are task batching, the Pomodoro technique, and the Kanban board. So task batching is about throughout the day organizing similar tasks, such as replying to emails or scheduling meetings or into batches, and then tackle them in a designated time block. So that might be if we get compass reports sent through to us if there's any student behavior. So it would be task batching. What have I got there? And then who is it that I need to be making those phone calls to? But doing it rather than doing one here and one there, task batching is going to be a more efficient use of your time.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is the Pomodoro technique, fabulous for when you are having to do your marking. So throughout the day, so it's setting a timer for 25 minutes and work with full focus. And then you need to take a 5-minute break. But you've got a timer beside you, so it's counting down, but you're giving it your absolute full attention. I absolutely use that one, because particularly it's for those jobs that you don't really want to do, the jobs that have to be done, but you don't want to do them. 25-minute timer, and close the door and put your noise cancelling headphones on and just get the job done. And then I have never done this. I'm interested if you have the Kanban board. So throughout the day, set up a board with columns of to do, another one to in progress, and another done, one that says done, to visualize and manage your workflow.
What's it called? A Kanban.
A Kanban board.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have enough space for that.
It's a visual representation of workflow, is it? So you can see what's done, what's partially done, and what's ahead.
Yeah, and and which is really like our list, though, that really we're talking about. And really, if I'm going to do a job, it's not half done. It's not in flow. It's done or it's not done, really. Such as my task batching. If I'm working on it,
Well done.
it's done. It's done.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
What do you think about any of them? Do you use any of them, or
Yeah,
could
look,
you?
that 20, 25-minute one is gold. And I teach this to my students, and I get it's more the senior students, but it works at any year level. This is probably particular for English, but it would work in any subject. I get them to sit down and write for 20 minutes with no interruption and full and 100% focus. So what I'm looking for here is, I'm not asking you to sit down and write a practice exam or a practice essay every day. But what I want you to do is focusing 100% for 20 minutes to write a paragraph. Just get the ideas on paper.
Yeah.
And the idea is that over time you become better at doing that. And that's exactly what English is converting ideas into words and vice versa. So getting students to do that, I think, is a great learning activity, but it's also obviously a really effective way to get tasks done. And and look, you do need your break. Like I think most of us had a uni experience where, I've got an essay due tomorrow, I'll write it tonight. No worries, I'll pop a couple of modafinil and I'll be fine. But that might have been just me. But it helped. But look, it's not conducive to long-term output. And so making sure that we can train our mind to focus on something intensely is its own reward, because you actually are training your brain to really consider things in detail and to create output that is of high quality, rather than half-assing over an hour.
Absolutely.
You're really investing. And it's only 20 minutes. Yeah.
And the research on multitasking is largely that it's ineffective.
Can't do it. No.
Yeah. So it is. No. It's giving yourself permission, not forever, to switch on forever, because we actually know that's not achievable, and then that'll lead to multitasking. That just all it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes is all it is that you need to do. I love that with writing. That's a great task for students, because I know with my own writing, it's the getting off to a start that is the most difficult thing. It's how do I first of all get my ideas, and then how do I convert my ideas to my first sentence, and then how does that become a first paragraph? But once that first paragraph's there, I'm into some flow and I can do it. But it's that how am I productive in that first 20 minutes without trying to find a million other things to do, so I don't have to do that.
Yep, exactly right. And the key to teach that, the key to do that is not to say, okay, I'm going to start with 40 minutes and then I'm going to whittle down to 20. No, it's the other way around. You've got to start with 20, and what you produce won't be great. It won't be great, but the next time you do it, you'll have a better understanding of how to put things onto paper. And so that 20 minutes needs to be absolutely constant and strict. Yeah. No phone, no nothing, no radio in the background, none of that crap. Full and undivided attention, 20 minutes. And it's not about modifying the time. It's about modifying the output. Like, you won't start with it perfect, but hopefully you'll learn about how you write and order your ideas. And then once you've achieved that, you can sit back and look at, well, that worked really well this time, but this didn't work. Then you can start thinking about, okay, well, I need work with how to expand my idea, or I need work with how to incorporate quotes to use as evidence, or whatever it is. It's a great diagnostic as well. It's just a great exercise to get your mind to focus.
I love it.
It's absolutely great task.
Love it. Great task. Fantastic. Beautiful. So that is things to do throughout the day. That's some ideas for you in the classroom, and also for yourself as an educator or working in a school.
You bet.
All right. I would like to ask you what your wisecrack is. Get it ready.
Whitey's Weekly Wisecracks. What do you got, Mr. White?
Well, we're talking about technology with my was it year 7s? I think it was year 7s. Talking about technology and how technology is, these students don't realize that the technology that they have and that they are literate with is not universal. Like, there are many people in the world who didn't grow up with this sort of technology. And so one of them was talking about, I've got it. I know this is true. I have trouble. It's my job to teach my granddad how to use the computer and use Word, and he's getting better at it, but he's still not great. I go, okay, that's good, because you've grown up with having Word at your disposal. Your grandfather grew up in a world where computers weren't as prevalent and as ubiquitous as they are now. So this is something. It's a learning thing for him. He goes, yeah. So you asked me how to print. My granddad wanted to know how do I print something. And so the students said, you just Control P. And the grandfather said, I haven't been able to do that for years.
It was a long way to get there, but it was well worth it.
Yeah.
Nice work, sir.
It was worth it.
I love it. All right.
Control P.
That's Control P. It's
easier said than done for some.
Easier. Well, it is a woman who's had a baby. Anyway,
it's right. Still love it.
All right. I've had some beautiful magical moments. It has been a great start to the term. I want to show you this first. Lovely little rock. This is my rock for the day.
Looks like a black jelly bean.
Yes, well, it's not, but actually it may have been in somebody's mouth. I don't know. But there's one of my gorgeous students loves to bring me gifts. She loves the feeling of these really smooth rocks, and she is always collecting a smooth rock. And she showed me her collection of them, and I've said to her, I like how smooth that is, and we've really connected over the great feel of a smooth rock. So she regularly will bring me one of her favorite rocks, and I have my own little rock collection now that I have. And this morning she was delighted to bring this one because she knew I was going to love the feeling of this one. And she stood there and she watched as I ran it between my fingers, and she wanted to see what was the look on your face. Did you really like that? It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful to have these weird little connections with kids, and the joy on her little face. When she knew I couldn't go on my day without having this rock brought to me before school. And I had another beautiful interaction with one of my senior boys, actually, who is very much keeps to himself, has never instigated a conversation with me. I was about to say other than the enrollment interview, but he didn't instigate any of that conversation. I was asking all of the questions. And on his way out, at the end of every afternoon, we kind of line the halls to say goodbye to the students as they're leaving. And I'll say goodbye to him, and he'll say goodbye to me. But this time he came right over and said, if you had the chance to go to Japan, would you? I was like, just be cool. Don't get don't freak him out with too much excitement. And then we were able to have a conversation about Japan, because in the holidays he had gone to Japan and he'd been sitting on that for a couple of weeks. Wow. And he wanted to talk he wanted to go and talk to somebody about it. And and then we got to have a chat. And I've never been to Japan, and I would love to go to Japan. And he got to tell me about all of the fabulous parts of Japan and how much he loved it, which was fabulous, just absolutely heartwarmingly, amazingly fabulous. I held it together, but absolutely then went into his teacher's classroom, and I had a little cry because and then called his mum to let her know as well that he's gone out of the way to instigate a conversation, which is big
amazing.
Progress.
How lucky are we to be able to deal with students and just doing that stuff? That's so cool. Like just that thing. Like most people would just say, just a chat, but no. You know what it means. You know what it meant. You know the challenge that it represented to him, and you obviously are someone that made him want to express that as well. How rewarding is that? I mean, that's it.
I know.
I love it.
And I feel like non-teachers hearing that might not get that, but teachers will get that.
Well, what? So the kid went to Japan and you got a rock. Awesome. No.
This is why I don't tell my husband anything.
No, but oh, geez, that is awesome. That is awesome. I love the way you ordered those two stories as well. I think that's great because you started the rock, and I'm with you because I can feel the smoothness and the heaviness and the coldness and the weight of that rock.
And she was right. This rock is special. I might send it to you, Mr. White, and then I want to watch you. Like, just that is a nice smooth rock.
That's a nice rock. Yeah. As soon as you said it, I go, I think, I can feel
it. It's cold and it's good rock. Anyway, enough rock talk. I reckon we've actually run out of time. Gee, we've covered some topics tonight.
We have.
Yep. All right. Well, have a wonderful week. I will see you next week, probably after my Teach the Parent drinking session. Not a drinking session.
I was wondering how you were going to characterize that.
Teach the Parent event. It's going to be amazing, and I can tell you all about it next week. Have a wonderful week, Mr. White, and everybody out there.
Spectacular. You too, Mrs. Angel. Thank you, everyone.
Powered by Riverside.